All right, it's now time to take a look at our salutes. A very happy birthday to Peyton Neely. She turns 15 today. This wish comes from your big old crazy family. That's their words, not mine. They love you big and they hope you have the best day. I love how the dog is giving her a sweet birthday kiss there.
We want to make your day a little extra special, so congratulations, Peyton. You're our Bojangles winner for the day. We're going to mail you a gift card for a free breakfast on us. That breakfast could include a biscuit for one little dog there.
Yeah. If you would like to celebrate someone's special day, send in your salute at least 1 week in advance to salutes@local3news.com. Remember to include your phone number and address.
Still ahead on Local 3 News today.
We have all of the news, weather, and traffic you need to know before stepping out the door this Monday morning.
Local 3 is looking for a cutting-edge commercial producer who excels at writing, planning, shooting, and editing commercials. If you're passionate about helping Local 3 clients succeed, send your resume and work to Callie Starnes at cstarnes@local3news.com.
This is Local 3 News Today.
Well, good morning, friends. It's now 6:30 a.m. on a Monday. I'm Paul Shaheen.
And I'm Michelle Herron. We are going to have to beat the heat this week.
That's it.
Because it is sticking around. Let's go ahead and bring in meteorologist Clay Smith, who is tracking it all for us. Clay, we're getting close to a record today, too.
Our daily record for Chattanooga is 98. We're looking at about 96 degrees on this Monday. So we'll be close. Not sure if we'll get there. Hopefully we don't, but it's still going to be a hot day. And the sun is up and temperatures are already very warm. It's 76 here in Chattanooga, 70 in Dalton, 70 in Cleveland, and 66 degrees in Murphy. So a very mild and muggy start. The humidity's out there. Temperatures, again, in the 70s for most of us. Some areas dropping down into the 60s, 69 in Blue Ridge, 72 in Dayton, 73 in Altamont. Light winds, dew points hanging out around 70 degrees. And again, anything over 65 is very humid. So once you push into the 70s, That's that good old summertime humidity that we all love here across the Tennessee Valley. And as for your temperatures, we'll climb up into the 90s, mid-90s that is. Dew points, again, going to drop a little bit throughout the day, but we're still going to have the heat index pretty close to 100 degrees, especially during the peak heating days or peak heating hours. And we'll have some clouds building in and the chance for a spotty storm as well. But right now, things are dry here across the Tennessee Valley. Clouds to our southwest. Later today, we'll have just enough moisture, similar to Sunday, for some of those higher elevation storms to develop this afternoon, potentially drifting into the valley. The best chance going to be in these yellow shades here along the Cumberland Plateau and in the Blue Ridge Mountains, so just be mindful of that, but most of us stay dry. And taking a look at your allergy forecast through the next 5 days, looking pretty good, but still going to have to deal with some grass, mulberry, oak, pine, and ash, but nothing like what we had during the spring. Now, temperatures will continue to climb into your weekend. We'll talk about how just how hot it could get coming up here with your full forecast in just a few moments.
All right, Clay, thank you. New court documents show that a Metro Nashville Police Department whistleblower is tied to the leaks of writings by the Covenant School shooter. The shooter killed 3 children and 3 adults at the Nashville school last year. In the new filing, Lieutenant Alfredo Alvarado claims that he handed a hard drive with the investigative case file to former Lieutenant Garrett Davidson to put in a safe in his office. The filing states only Davidson had the key and combination to the safe it was placed in. The hearing over the new leak is set for today.
A Hamilton County man accused of second-degree murder will have a recorded interview with Collegedale police suppressed from trial because investigators failed to read him his rights. Our partners at the Times Free Press report Andrew Smith is accused of tampering with evidence and possession of marijuana in the death of his fiancée, Angela Witt. Smith allegedly gave Witt fentanyl, which led to her overdose death in April of last year. Judge Amanda Dunn ruled that Smith was never read his Miranda rights. Smith is now out of the Hamilton County Jail. His next court appearance is July 17th.
A Chattanooga man serving back-to-back life sentences for 2 murders is due back in court later this morning. Terrence Lewis received a life sentence for the December 2020 murder of Randy Williams. Lewis also received a life sentence for the December 2017 murder of Chattanooga Chat State student, or UTC student rather, Evan Derry. Lewis was also facing another first-degree murder charge in the death of Pierre Cassius in 2020, but court documents show that that charge was dismissed. All right, switching gears now to 2 new DUI laws that go into effect on July 1st in Tennessee. One will significantly raise the punishment for first-time offenders.
It will, getting more strict. Now, for the second law that goes into effect July 1st, Leah Bowling joins us live from CPD to tell us more. Good morning, Leah.
Good morning, Paul. The second law would change where people convicted of a DUI would serve their time. District Attorney Cody Wamp says on a first offense DUI, within the judge's and prosecutor's discretion, you can serve that time at an alternative facility and not the jail. The alternative location would offer counseling and DUI classes, but you would still be confined. Wamp wants everyone to know the consequences of driving under the influence. The new law lowers the aggravating DUI factor in Tennessee from a blood alcohol content of 0.2 to 0.15.
Now, if your blood alcohol content is over 0.15, which basically means you are more intoxicated or you've had more drinks, maybe it's that 1 extra drink or the 2 extra drinks, and you're over 0.15, then you're going to be spending a full week at the jail.
Whether it's alcohol or drugs, after July 1st, those convicted of this crime will pay the price. The current penalty is 48 hours in jail. The new law increases the penalty to 7 days in jail. Wamp says Hamilton County can do blood samples 24/7, which makes it harder for someone to escape a charge. She added, before you decide to drive under the influence, remember the penalties will become more harsh. Reporting in Chattanooga, I'm Leah Bowling, Local 3 News.
Thank you, Leah. Blue Cross Blue Shield and CHI Memorial have reached an agreement allowing current patients to continue to be served by the care provider as in-network. Last month, Blue Cross chose Park Ridge Medical Center as its new preferred provider. That partnership with CHI Memorial was supposed to expire next month. Now, the new agreement includes Network P, Medicare, Advantage, and Medicaid. They say the agreement with Network S will still be removed. CHI says more than 150,000 members are affected. Coming up on Local 3 News today.
Police are looking for suspects in a deadly shooting at a Juneteenth celebration from over the weekend. We have the latest out of Texas after these messages.
Well, happy Monday to you, Tennessee Valley. Hope you had a great week, and we're kicking off your work week with hot temperatures once again. 96 will be your high. A heat index of around 100 this afternoon will be the chance of few spotty showers and storms, especially in some of the higher elevations outside of Chattanooga. Hot across the entire Tennessee Valley. 92 today in Dayton, 88 in Blue Ridge, and 94 in Dalton. Tonight, going to be warm and humid with lows of around 74. And for your next 7 days, plenty of heat to come your way throughout the work week. Good morning and welcome back. Happy Monday to you. Hope you had a great weekend and were able to beat the heat. It is now 6:36 on this Monday morning. Stepping out the door, it's already warm and it's already humid. We're going to be dealing with that all week long. 70 in Dalton, 68 in Blue Ridge, stepping out to 72 in Athens. Same for Dayton. So again, temperatures didn't drop all that much overnight. It is still very mild, and by mid-morning, we'll already be in the 80s here across the Tennessee Valley, climbing to the upper 80s by lunchtime and into the mid-90s as we continue into your afternoon. Some clouds building throughout the day, but there will be plenty of sunshine as well. High pressure is still generally going to dominate our forecast, but we're going to have just enough southeasterly flow where we could have enough moisture for a few pop-up showers and storms to develop, very similar to what we had on Sunday. So the best chance will be in the higher elevations along the Blue Ridge Mountains, really from Polk County eastbound into western North Carolina and northern Georgia, also along the Cumberland Plateau. Again, about a 20% chance. Some of those will even drift into the valley, but a lot of you, however, will stay dry on your Monday. And yesterday we had a few distant storms popping up. In fact, where I live in Red Bank, we had a little bit of rain during the afternoon. Wasn't a ton, but enough to cool temperatures down a little bit. And here's what Larry Carter snapped yesterday over Cleveland. Looking to the east, there was a storm that developed. So if you were directly under that storm, of course, you cooled down and got a little bit of much needed rain because we've been generally dry. So thank you for sending that in, Larry. And if you get any great shots like this, send them in to weather@local3news.com. Now we're going to talk more about that heat and what you can expect for the rest of the work week coming up with your full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Clay, thank you. That was a really cool picture. Authorities in Round Rock, Texas are searching for a suspect following a shooting at a Juneteenth celebration that claimed 2 lives and injured 14.
And in an update last night, authorities described the suspect and announced that a $5,000 reward is being offered for anyone with information that can lead to an arrest. It happened just before 11 o'clock Saturday night after a fight broke out between 2 groups gathered for a Juneteenth event at Old Settlers Park. Authorities say all of the victims were innocent bystanders, ranging in ages from 10 until 62, and have either been released from the hospital or waiting release in stable condition.
We are looking for a black male, 5'7", thin build, approximately 19-20 years of age, with short dreads, and he was last seen wearing a white hoodie.
And we are expected to learn the names of those killed later today.
All right, still ahead of Local 3 News today. Oh, this was a fun one.
It's one of the best ways to see the scenic city, their famous scenery. It's in this week's 3 in Your Town. Paul takes us on a ride on the Riverwalk.
It's not your typical 3 in your town. Yes, this is me, a GoPro, and a bike. You're gonna see a little bit of this today, but a lot more of this. It is the perfect day to show off the beauty of the scenic city. More specifically, we're focusing on that side of the river, the Tennessee River Park. Of course, we all know MaxTour.com named our Riverwalk the top Memorial Day destination for families in the state. We're gonna take a ride over the Veterans Bridge and then jump on the Riverwalk in the Bluffview Art District. It's time to go on a journey, living like a tourist in the scenic city. The Riverwalk doesn't start where we're starting. It starts down the river that way in the Chickamauga Dam, and it goes all the way following the river down to St. Elmo, which is where we're gonna end today's journey. Like they say with these things, plan a lot of extra time. There's so much to see at Bluffview. Let's take a ride around the block. It's a melting pot, it really is. The best of a few worlds, from art, bread, bakery, pasta, wine, coffee. Background Rembrandt's voted best coffee shop in the state of Tennessee. It's time to jump officially on the Riverwalk, which is right outside the Hunter Museum. Another one of those iconic Chattanooga views coming up. This is the Esquwalk part of the Riverwalk below the Hunter Museum. They call it the Serpentine. It's all native shrubs, grass, landscaping. We made it to the bottom of the Serpentine. In chatting with Brian Smith with the city, he told me you're gonna want to pay attention when you're out and about on the Riverwalk to all the artwork. We're officially back alongside the river. Let's say hello to the riverfront. The iconic points on the aquarium, part of the reason the riverfront is what it is today, and it's just the start of what's to come, which we're gonna see further down the way here. There's Scotty's on the river. Just a beautiful day. Completely unaware that we are in the heart of a city right now. That's what I love about this. And we're on the Riverwalk. All I hear is this bike, the birds, and the occasional interruption by my voice. And here's more of the artwork they said to pay attention to. I believe this one pays tribute to the industrial side of South Chattanooga. We're about to start driving past a lot of the abandoned industrial sites that will no longer be abandoned in the next few years. You can hear ongoing work right now, from housing to music venues to shopping to dining. Bend is one of a few very big developments that are changing the landscape of the south side as we continue to evolve. And of course, you've got Lookout Mountain now in all of its glory in the background. We're about to go under 24, which I think is worth noting because we're about to go through the new Lookout Stadium, which is a lot more than just a baseball stadium. It's hard to put into words just how I'm happy to be riding through an eyesore right now, because I know the eyesore won't be here much longer. And how many years have we all driven past this on 24 and thought, man, what a waste of space? Well, not much longer. We're in the transition from South Broad to St. Elmo. Towards St. Elmo, the home stretch, on St. Elmo Ave, under the tracks, and it's gonna immediately show off what St. Elmo is. It's just a diverse community with unique businesses and old school classics. You've got veteran-owned business, the Tap House. Park your bike, have a brew. You've got the Chattanooga Salt Cavern, full disclosure. Stop in, say hi to my wife. The classics like Mr. T, pizza and ice cream. And of course, everyone knows 1885 Grill. Across the street from it, St. Elmo Ave, Goodman Coffee, another local staple. And here's where it concludes. So as we pop off the Riverwalk here at another iconic spot, the Lookout Mountain Incline Railway, my challenge to you, put on your tourist hat for a short period of time. Enjoy the Riverwalk. If you've already done it, do it again. You'll see why Chattanooga is poised to become the first national park city in America.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I had a blast doing that.
So you said that you used one of the electric bikes.
Yes, you can.
Is it easier?
I thought, yeah, it was easier. Once you get there, I've never used one before. So
Yeah, me neither.
It was less pedaling, and I figured if I'm going to be talking this whole time, I don't want to be out of breath. But it was well worth the calories burned, but so easy to pick up one of those bikes. And you can navigate where to pick up one of those bikes. You just rent it for $10 a day all over the city. They have maps, too. So I picked one up at Coolidge Park, went across the bridge, and jumped on the Riverwalk.
Pretty cool.
It was just an absolute blast, and it's been sitting under my nose for the better part of 14 years, and I just haven't done it yet. So there's the little nudge.
And he's been talking
Yeah, I know.
about this
Yeah.
and trying to get everyone to go ride a bike through the Riverwalk.
I feel
through
like I've
Chattanooga.
annoyed everyone in the newsroom
Yes,
with it at
ever
this
since
point.
he did that, he's been trying to get everyone to do it.
It's so fascinating
Yeah.
to see the dilapidated areas to what it will be in the next couple of years.
You're gonna have to do another one.
I will.
Here in a couple of years.
You better believe I will.
All right. So the weather was wonderful when you did that.
Yeah.
The weather is going to be wonderful again today, except for the heat. So maybe as long as you can be by some water, it might be okay to go outside.
Yeah, that's right. And if you plan on hopping on a bike later today, I would definitely make sure you have your water bottle handy because we are going to see those temperatures climbing up. 77 here in Chattanooga, 73 in Nashville. So the heat is already there and we'll be in the 80s in no time. 70 in Calhoun, 72 in Athens. So a lot of us waking up to very warm temperatures. And of course, that summertime humidity that we all love here in the Tennessee Valley. Dew points in the 70s. And again, once you climb over 65, there's a lot of moisture in the air. So kind of just hits you when you walk out the door with that humidity, and that's what we're going to be dealing with this morning. So of course, more humid in the morning, a little less humid in the afternoon, but still going to have those dew points in the 60s, which will push those heat index values a little above what the temperature will be each and every day. And as we take a look at your temperatures, again, mid-90s later today, the heat index could push close to 100 in spots. So again, if you work outside or if you're going to be outside for any exercise, try to do that in the first part of the day or the latter half of the day when it's not as hot. But if you are going to be out in the middle of the day, make sure you're staying hydrated and taking plenty of breaks. And again, that's just going to be the messaging that we're going to put across over the next couple of months as we're moving into the summer. And of course, summer solstice is on Thursday, and it's certainly going to feel like it. Now, as we take a look at your radar and satellite, some cloud cover across Alabama, a couple showers here and there across Mississippi and Alabama, but high pressure generally going to control our forecast. We're mainly clear here right now, but later today we'll have some of those cumulus clouds bubbling up and we'll have just enough moisture for a few pop-up showers, especially in the higher elevations. So again, any storm development going to favor the higher elevations in the Blue Ridge Mountains, places like Murphy, Blue Ridge, a better chance of seeing a storm, and then again along the Cumberland Plateau where you get some, again, of that elevation, but there still could be a couple of stray showers of storms that pop into the valley, very similar to what we had on Sunday. So as we track it all out, clouds build throughout the afternoon, and then as we continue into the evening, it looks like the better chance will be across Middle Tennessee, but notice some of those into Marion County, and then continuing throughout the evening, again, green dot here and there. There's going to be a lot of space between each storm, but those who get those downpours will get a brief break from the heat. So we'll continue to track this out, especially this evening, to see how this all plays out. But again, there will be a shower or two, so just be mindful of that. And that would be good news because it has been fairly dry over the last couple of weeks. So any rain that we pick up today certainly will be good for those gardens that are starting to put out some fruits and vegetables. As we take a look at your Tuesday morning, again, mainly going to be dry. And over the next 5 days, not a lot coming our way. Now, there is going to be some tropical trouble potentially developing in the Gulf of Mexico near the Bay of Campeche. That's going to put in that tropical surge of moisture along the Gulf Coast. But here locally, we're primarily going to be dry with the exception of a heavy downpour or two today. But we do have some tropical trouble. Again, we are now into hurricane season, which began on June 1st. Not a lot going on so far, but we do have this 30% chance of development over the next couple of days just off the Florida coastline. An even better chance, again, in the Bay of Campeche, just to the south of Texas. That's going to bring in that surge of moisture. So this could become our first named storm of the year. So we'll keep an eye on that. Not going to affect our weather, but it is worth noting, and it would be Alberto. And here's a look at your 2024 hurricane season names. So again, we'll continue to keep you updated on this because occasionally these tropical systems do impact our area. But again, no impact coming from this one here in the Gulf. It's just going to be hot and mainly dry as we continue into your weekend.
All right.
We were going over hurricane names. That's what we got.
Yeah, we were trying to see if there was anyone on our morning team that has like a named storm coming up, but we don't.
Not yet.
But that's okay. Coming up next, we'll share what you need to know before heading out the door.
Stick with us. Back in a few.
Local 3 traffic presented by CHI
It would be easier
Memorial.
if Clay was
CHI
in the room
Memorial
with
offers
us.
virtual urgent care services for Tennessee residents age 18 and older. The service is available daily until 10 p.m. Patients may receive consultations and even prescriptions for non-emergency issues. Learn more at memorial.org. Virtual urgent care.
Well, a Chattanooga man serving back-to-back life sentences for 2 murders is due back in court for a motion hearing today. Terrence Lewis received a life sentence for the December 2020 murder of Randy Williams. Lewis also received a life sentence for the December of 2017 murder of UTC student Evan Derry. Lewis was also facing another first-degree murder charge in the death of Pierre Cassius in 2020, but court records show the charge on that one was dismissed.
Blue Cross Blue Shield and CHI Memorial have reached an agreement. This allows current patients to be served by the care provider as in-network. Last month, Blue Cross chose Park Ridge Health System as its preferred provider. The partnership with CHI Memorial would have expired next month. The new agreement includes Network P, Medicare Advantage, and Medicaid. They say the agreement with Network S will still be removed. CHI says more than 150,000 members are affected.
And a reminder that Roberts Mill Road will be closed today and tomorrow for scheduled maintenance and restriping of the road. Drivers will not be able to access the road from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. That's today and tomorrow. During this time, the W Road or Signal Mountain Boulevard are the only ways to access Signal Mountain.
Don't go anywhere. Clay Smith is coming back to give us one more glimpse of the forecast. We'll also have a final look at traffic.
Stick with us. Back in a few.